खाली हमें सीखने की ज़रूरत होती है या नो करने की ज़रूरत होती है. So what does it mean? Our tariqah is logical, and we require some kind of knowledge to understand our tariqah. We all hear this all the time. Ismaili tariqah, batini tariqah. Yeah, we hear this all the time. Every single person, the buzurg ho, mukhi sahib ho, tariqah board ho, they all will tell you one thing, and again, sometimes just to shut you up. So when you're asking questions, oh, ye batini tariqah hai, don't ask. You know, but they are right. It is batin tariqah, and that is the reason we need to learn the batin of it. So it is also an invitation to a listener to ask more questions. But if it's batini, so if I were to ask you, tell me one single thing that is batin in our rites and ritual. You'll be like, okay, let me think. I cannot think of anything.
Just Betul Khyaal, right? In the morning.
Okay, chalo Betul Khyaal hai. Even in that, you have to go physically there. You have to physically sit there.
Yeah,
You have to physically go to get your Ismi Azam.
Yeah, so
You have to physically call the Ismi Azam out.
Yeah, so when Haji Imam gives the bowl, you know, he gives you that option, right? He says, come to Betul Khyaal. Now, if you're Batuni, to me, Betul Khyaal is a state of mind. It doesn't have to be a physical place. You know, I could be sitting in an airport. If I can get that quiet, and that's my Betul Khyaal at that hour. Right?
So I agree.
I don't believe that he when he says come to Betul Khyaal with his open arms, that's what I remember. You know, he would go like this, come to Betul Khyaal. Not a physical space.
Okay. Okay. What else do we see in our tariqah batini? So let's say those Jamaat which is not in Betul Khyaal or don't have Ismi Azam or don't come to morning Jamaat. So now show me a batini tariqah.
Just connecting with the...
So that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Just being spiritual, then why do we even have Jamaatana?
Right.
Why we are putting millions and millions of dollars building all this beautiful space? We don't even need that. We are batin tariqah. Go stay at home and think in your head. That's it, you're done. So why do we... इसका मतलब क्या है कि even in our tariqah, even in our rites and ritual, there is a batin hidden which we need to learn. And that is the invitation our Buzrug parents were giving us by saying our tariqah is batin. Meaning, do a personal search and learn. Personal search does not mean कि sit in a corner and think. No. आज हमको सर्च करना हो तो हम क्या करते हैं? गूगल करते हैं. अगर तरीके के बारे में सर्च करना होगा तो you cannot Google it. Who do you need to talk to? And let's come to Imam's Farman. और ये गुजराती में है फिर she can translate કે યહૂદી પોતાનો મઝહબ પોતાના આલિમોથી શીખે છે, નસારા પોતાનો મઝહબ પોતાના આલિમોથી શીખે છે, એવી રીતે જ તમે પોતાનો મઝહબ પોતાના આલિમોથી શીખો.
I mean, we understand, right? That, yeah.
For kya?
Oh, for the... so Maulana Sudama Shaykh gives farman, and he says that the way Jews learned the religion from their Jewish scholars, Zoroastrian from their scholars. So similarly, you Ismailis have to learn your religion from your scholars. You cannot go out, like for example, you know, the reason he's mentioning that nowadays you'll see, because we are interested in Quran now. So Quran is being learned from a Sunni person who is teaching them Quran. And then what happens, that's a different story. But you cannot do that. You cannot learn your own religion from other people. That's what Mullah is saying.
Right? So, why is this farman? And then I'm going to add another farman in a minute, but let's talk a little bit, and then I'm going to add that farman. Remember, whatever we talk about over here, Either it will be from Farman, Ginan, Quran, or one of the Peer's book, Hujjat, Dais, whichever, some from somewhere, okay? Okay. So, know the personal search and do the research. And how do you find batin in our tariqah? To know about our tariqah well. And I'll give you a smallest example possible. And then if you guys need to know more, we will keep going and give more. We come to Jamaat Sana and our parents have taught us, as soon you enter the Jamaat Sana, say Hai Zinda. Right? This is something we do it unconsciously without giving a second thought. Right? That is physical. What is the batin in that? हो सकता है कि someone who has little bit knowledge of Ginan will say, Peer said कि
When you enter in Jamaat Khana, say Hai Zinda.
क्या है वो Ginan का part?
Hai Zinda
You have
Bulao.
to,
Hai Zinda Bulao.
you have to
Yeah.
grab ke ghar aao, hai zinda bulao.
And in the same Ginan it says कि सामने हाथी ने घोड़ा न सवार था से.
हाँ.
Right? Okay. So you will receive the good tidings of the horse and the elephant.
Equivalent to horse and
All right. See it.
है जिंदा कहता हस्ती नुदान कायम पाया कहता दान तुरी किया.
Okay. So all this sayings and the parents are, but we never, and this is upon us. I will never blame Mukhi Sahib, Kamar Sahib, Tariqah board or our parents. There is no Farman Volaba says that your parents need to know that, so you should know that. No, Mullah says, this is your personal search. This is upon each one of us as an individual, as an adult, okay? I'm not talking about children. Up until they are children, they must learn the religion blindly. So they become disciplined and they love the Jamaat Sana, they love the Jamaat, they love the Imam, but this is all blindly. So you also need that. You need to teach the children how to love Jamaat Sana, Imam, the rites and ritual and all that. Up until a point. After that, what do you need? You need to do personal search and understand. Otherwise, if you don't do that, Imam Salman. If you teach them physical religion, they will become physical. If you teach them spiritual religion, then they will become spiritual. So what have we taught to our children? I'm not talking about my parents who taught me. I'm talking about what we have taught to our children. A physical religion or a spiritual religion. Like if we say our tariqah is batini. Did we teach them batini tariqah or did we teach them physical tariqah? And our answer would be, we taught them physical tariqah. And Imam is warning us that if you teach them physical tariqah, they will only follow the physical tariqah. Because that's what you taught them. You never told them that this is batin tariqah and there is a deeper meaning to every single action you take in Jamaat. I mean, there is not a single rite and ritual in our Jamaat that does not have a deeper meaning to it. We just don't know, but there is one. Okay, Hai Zinda. So, the reason we really say Hai Zinda and the deeper meaning into that is, if you ask someone, they will take the literal meaning or translation. Hai Zinda, Imam is living. Alright. So I always give example and normally people say, I'm making a joke. But that's the only way I know how to make someone understand. So someone interested in Jamaat says, Hai Zinda. And someone is sitting down and says, Qaim Bhai. What he's saying? Imam is living. And he's saying, I also found him to be living. Alright. Second person aata hai. Remember, you are the person who has come to Jamaat at 7 o'clock for 7:30 dua. So you're sitting there for 30 minutes. And you hear first time, the second time, the third time, the 100th time. And you're saying, come on man, I already know Imam is living. Why you keep saying Imam is leaving? I already know it. An example of that, if every time I turn around, look at you and I say Akbar, and then I will turn around, look at you, I will say Akbar. After 3-4 times you will say, Aziz bhai, what's going on? Why are you pulling my leg? Right? You will not like it after a few times. Because logically it doesn't make sense. There's something that you know for fact, and somebody is coming and repeating that again and again and again and again. And you have to listen to that for 30 minutes. It does not make sense. Unless you understand कि क्या हो रहा है उधर. Unless you understand, okay? Either that, or you become, or you have a selective hearing and not even listen to it anymore. And I think that's what we do. After a couple of times, you don't even hear that anymore. You become deaf to it.
But, so between 7 and 7:30, people go to Jamaat kind of early because they want to be in that peaceful environment and they want to be listening to the Ginan, contemplating, and maybe paying attention to the words of the Ginan, those who are blessed with knowing Gujarati well and, and finding. So, in one respect, it's actually it's competing for attention, especially if you sit in the back.
Yeah.
Because some people make it a point to say it so loud that no matter where you're sitting, you'll hear it.
Yeah.
And that could be, in the middle of Ashaji.
Yeah.
So.
But the point is, why are we saying it? What are we really saying it?
It's an affirmation, right?
Of
knowing that, that the Imam is ever present.
Okay.
Right.
But we already know that, so why are we saying
I think he needs glorification, like even all the tasbihs that we say, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, like.
He needs glorification. You think Imam is not a Subhan? Why does he need our glorification? He's Subhan. Allah Samad hai. Oh, beniyaz hai.
He doesn't need any glorification.
He doesn't need any glorification.
So then why do we recite the tasbihs then?
Good question.
That is a good question, see? Now we are talking.
Because that's what my kids say, like, it's just like...
Yeah, for kids?
To yell about that you're great, but does he really need to be acknowledged that he's great?
For kids, that is a perfect
Answer.
Not for us. Remember, blind faith and knowing faith. That is the difference. Just following it blindly for 75 years and then die. And Molla's word, not mine, you are following like a monkey. We are not monkey, we are intellectual people. Or at least better than monkey.
Right.
Right? So why are we following it like a monkey? Right? That is the Imam's Farman, he is trying to bring our attention. Okay. So, the word Hazinda, ठीक है, literally meaning he is living, काम पाया, I have also found him to be living. Literal meaning समझ में आ गया. But it is actually, we are saying more than that or something else there. As a child, and you guys have children? Okay. So when your first child was born, you took him or her to Mukhi Sahib. Maybe the baby was 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 week old. And you say, Mukhi Sahib, bayat karwani hai? Mukhi Sahib gave a bayat. I don't know, I have not heard the bayat in last whatever years. So bayat may have changed, so don't quote me on this one. But when we were sitting there and we would do the bayat, it would go something like this. That parents would have to say, I think today they don't have to say anything. Mukhi does everything for them. They would have to say, and Mukhi Sahib will teach them, and you would have to repeat. If you know it, you can help us. If anybody knows it,
you have to say the 1-year-old child, so you know better.
Okay. Did you have to say anything?
No.
No? Yeah, I heard that we are getting rid of more and more things. We are just doing it as symbolically now.
You already opted in.
We are opted in. Okay, that's the right one. But when we used to would go for bayat, and Mukhi Sahib will say, repeat after me. And you would say, I give my baby to Mola. And then Mukhi's part was that Mola is giving this baby back to you. This baby is now Imam's baby, and you will take care of that baby as Imam's child. It's responsibility on you. Can you imagine if Mola comes and says, okay, Ali Muhammad is just born and I'm going to give to you, you're going to take care of my baby. How are we going to take care of that baby? Compared to how we take care of our babies. Can you imagine the difference? Okay. And then there is a contract between the parents or between the baby and the Imam. VIA, Mukhi Sahib, VIA parent. What is the contract? You will believe in one living and present Imam. First contract. And you will say Ameen. Second, you will only follow the living and present Imam's Farman. Third, whatever you have, Tan, Man and Dan, it belongs to the Imam. Meaning whatever earning you will have for the rest of your life, and your body is strength, and your every breath belongs to Imam. And parents are saying Ameen, Mukhi Sahib is saying from the Imam side, from the child side, and there is a contract. Now there is the oath taken, Aap Ismaili ho gaya. Okay? But child doesn't remember that. Lekin mother does her part when the child is 4, 5, 6 years old. Beta jab jama khana ho na, to bolna hai zinda. What she doesn't know, or sometimes doesn't know, what she's telling the child or reminding the child of the oath that the child has taken unknowingly. Yeah. Again, as a parent, it is upon us to teach our 18-year-old when they are adult legally. Up until that point, there is no oath legally binding them. There is no oath legally binding them. Because whatever they did before them is not legally bind. But at their point, it is parents' job to sit them down and say, this was the oath that we had taken. Now we need to enter the Jamaatana. The very first time when you enter the Jamaatana from tomorrow, and when you say Hai Zinda, you will be saying, I will always believe in a living and present Imam. I will only follow the living and present Imam's Farman. Everything belong to me is Imam's. That is the oath we are repeating. Again, you can say, Aziz Bhai, we just told us, why are we keep repeating it? Already repeated it one time. You're not supposed to repeat it every day. So why are we repeating it? So the answer to that is, in our Tariqah, in Ismaili Tariqah, whenever an Imam is present in front of you, you're supposed to take oath again.
Renew. It's a renewal of the oath.
You're supposed to take. Now think back, March last year, 2 years ago. What happened? Maulaba came, very first thing happened, Tariqah board ka president aaya, yahan jo bhi tha, then Maula, in behalf of the Jamaat, we want to present you the oath. And then Maulaba said, I accept. Because until you take that oath, does not matter what you do in Jamaatana. It doesn't matter. It does not even matter what you're doing in Jamaatana. Kyun? Ke you have to be under the oath of the Imam of the time before you are even a Ismaili. And as a Ismaili, jo bhi fir aap karte hain, that counts. So someone had asked us that why can we not let other people come to Jamaatana when we can go to their masjid, their churches and their Gurdwara and wherever. How come we don't let them come to Jamaatana? And my answer was shocking to them. I said, who told you they cannot come to Jamaatana? My parents. Mukhi Sahib. You mean I can bring anybody in Jamaatana? Say, yeah, but there is a condition. So what is the condition? They have to be Ismaili. So how do we become Ismaili? They have to take oath. How do we take oath? I said, this is oath. Would they be able to say all this thing? They say, yeah, but dhan, man and dhan, everything? Okay, no, I don't think so. You see that? So there is a event that took place in Sultan Muhammad Shah time, and I believe it was in 1920s, let's say about 100 years ago. The Dai of the Bora Jamaat in India, they finally wanted to say, okay, so we've been waiting for our Mehdi, and we thought our Imam will come back, and now we believe that this is the Imam that we've been waiting for, meaning Sultan Muhammad Shah at that time. So we want to take the oath and we want to become Ismaili, the follower of the Imam.
So like on behalf of the whole Bora?
Jamaat.
All Pura Jamaat.
Okay.
All
There
Bora.
was a one big group of
Yeah,
Bora
yeah,
at
yeah.
that time.
Yeah? आपको पता है बोरा के अंदर 3 शायद branches है.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, there are 3 different branches in Bora. There's a Bora Sunni, Bora Shia, and Bora Dawoodi. I'm talking about Bora Dawoodi.
Okay.
They have their own Dai, a living Dai even today. So I'm talking about their branch of Bora. Especially in Pune mein or Mumbai mein, you will see more of them. So they came to at that time council or apne jo bhi bade the. They came and they said, okay, we will ask our Imam and let's say what guidance he will give us. So when they brought this to Imam, Imam said, chodo yaar, it's okay. We'll see. Imam didn't pay too much attention. Second time, third time. So finally Mullah came to the house in Pune and they repeated it again. The Mullah says, today is the day. So around 4 o'clock, I will have my tea, bring them. So इन्होंने जाकर उनको न्यूज़ दे दी कि भाई आज 4 बजे आ जाना, मुल्ला चाय यहाँ पर तशरीफ रखेंगे, चाय पियेंगे, इसके बाद आप लोगों को एक्सेप्ट कर लेंगे या जो भी है.
He'll meet you guys.
He will meet you guys. Okay. तो वो लोग तैयार होके फर्स्ट क्लास आ गए. Right? Sultan Muhammad Shah is sitting in his chair,
In the yard, like outside.
yeah, with the 2 huge German Shepherd dogs. And he is going, As soon they entered, they saw Mullah and they saw these 2 dogs. अरे ये कैसा तुम्हारा इमाम है? ये तो खुद से बोलता है. नहीं ऐसा इमाम नहीं हो सकता है. That's it, they left. Failed in 1 second. हमारा तरीका, you have to believe in Imam regardless. It is so easy to look at Imam in his physical life and sometimes we say, Imam ऐसा होता है? But we don't understand what he's doing and what he does has a different meaning and purpose than what we are seeing with his eyes. So if you don't understand, it's easy to lose the Imam because you're looking at his body and his body becomes a test for us. इसीलिए कहते हैं कि हमारा मज़हब बाती नहीं है, ना कि ज़ाहिरी है. Alright. So this was one of the example. What we are teaching our children, that whenever you see Imam, you must take the oath. अब है जिंदा के असल माने अब आ रहे हैं. Everything I just said, or just be an emblem so we understand कि कहाँ से आया है ये. Where do we get all this? When you're entering the Jamaat, and if you feel the Imam is present in Jamaat and if you believe it, then you're supposed to take the oath. And how do you take the oath? By saying Hai Zinda. And for the oath you require 1 witness. Am I right? As a mother? As an oath you require 1 witness. And the person sitting next to you says, Kayam Paya, he becomes your witness.
But the witness doesn't understand what just happened, then it's meaningless, right?
नहीं problem.
वो witness तो बात की बात है ना. If the person who's saying it, if it doesn't understand, then it becomes meaningless.
Yes.
लेकिन हमारे तरीके में there is no hocus pocus. Every single action that we take, and I will open the floor, you can ask any question about Jamatana rites and ritual, and see how every single thing has batin, and that is what we're supposed to be looking for. As a personal search, understand our batini tariqah, our physical tariqah. I'm sure if you Google it, you will find a lot of physical things. You don't need Jamatana, you don't need imam, you don't need teachers, you don't need mukizab, you don't need anybody. If you just want to see our tariqah as a physical tariqah. Ji.
Any
Back
question?
to the thing that Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah said that તમે તમારા પોતાના शिक्षकों या बुजुर्गों या पीरों सीखो. इसके बारे में पीर पिंजाते जवाबवर्दी में क्या लिखा है इमाम हसन से बिल्ला ने? आपने सुना है पीर पिंजाते जवाबवर्दी? बुक में लिखा है, चैप्टर है इसमें. गुजराती सब समझते हैं ना गुजराती में? Whoever doesn't understand I can. पीर अने शिक्षक समझे? पीर एंड टीचर एक चैप्टर है इसका. इमाम मुस्तफा सरबिल्ला बोलते हैं, ओ अजीजो सांभळो, તમને જ્ઞાન મેળવવા માટે કોશિશ કરવી જોઈએ. યાની you have to
work hard to get knowledge.
effort to get the knowledge, right? તમે જ્ઞાનીઓની વાતો ગ્રહણ કરો, ગ્રહણ એની accept કરો, એની adopt કરો, right? ગ્રહણ કરો અને દિમાગમાં તમે દિલમાં જાળવી રાખો. ખુદાવંદે કરીમના ઇલ્મી હકીકત તમારા ઉસ્તાદ શિક્ષક પાસેથી શીખો, તેના પર અમલ કરતા રહો કે જેથી તમે કામિલિયતના દરજા સુધી પહોંચી શકો, રાઈટ? અને દુનિયા તથા આખિરતની ભલાઈઓ તથા બરકતો હાસિલ કરતા રહો. શિક્ષક ટીચર તમને જે કે તાલીમ આપે છે તે અમલમાં મૂકતા રહો અને જુઓ કે ઇલ્મના મકાન પર પીર શું ફરમાવી છે. શિક્ષક તમને પીર શનાશી તમે દિન શનાશી શીખવે છે. પીર શનાશી અને શનાખ્ત of the peer, recognize of the peer. The teacher will teach you the recognize of the peer and the recognize of the ilm of the deen. Deen will તમને શીખવે છે, right? So just a little bit more further. આખો ચેપ્ટર છે આનો. શિક્ષક તમને પીર શનાસી તમે દિન શનાસી શીખવે છે અને મારફતની મંઝિલો સુધી પહોંચાડી દે છે. ઇમામે વક્ત જે કંઈ ફરમાવે છે તેના પર મક્કમપણે અમલ કરો, એની સોલિડ મક્કમ કરો અને એમાં સરકારના ફરમાનો સંપૂર્ણપણે લક્ષ્યમાં રાખો, લક્ષ્યની ફૂલ અટેન્શનમાં રાખો. દરેક પળે તેમના આદેશની ઇંતજારી કરો અને હરદમ તેમની ઇનાયતમાં ઉમેદવાર રહો. Whenever he gives the blessing, you should be the candidate for it first. Come and get the barakat. तो इतना strongly लिखा है. आगे बहुत सारी चीजें, if you have time, it's online ebook, पीर पिंजाती जवाबवर्दी. And if you know the basic of it, I just want to take 5 minutes or 2 minutes. The basic is that Pir Tajdin was our Pir.
Let her tell the story. She tells a beautiful story.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story. Pir Tajdin was coming from Iran to Kutch and Sindh area, Gujarat area, and he brought the Imams Farman, Niyaz, all the blessings. And when he went back, after a few months, he stayed, he teaches, he tells them. When he went back, every time people give them gifts for Imam. This is a gift for Imam. They bring all sort of gifts. And one of the richest person in the town, he gave a nice silk cloth, fabric, to go and give it to Imam, so Imam can make a nice jabba or his attire. So he goes to the Imam, and the Imam was very, very pleased. And he said, Pir Tajdeen, you are doing marvelous work. I want you to make this nice jabba and take this cloth for yourself. When he comes to the nice jabba, he comes to the town and says, Imam is very happy, he accepted all your gifts. So the rich man of the town gets up and says, you are a thief. I gave you this for the Imam. And you have what you have done. You have taken it. So he gets in so much shock, and this shock, he dies. I mean, he was so much hurt that he could not rationalize it. So he dies. After that, Imam gets the message that Pir Tajdeen has died, and this was the reason. So Imam just stopped sending the messages. Imam Muslim Sibilla's father's time, right? The Pir Tajdeen. So then Imam Muslim, then people were, then they found out, so kya hua hai? So they keep sending message to Imam, please send us the Pir, please send us the Pir. They go Birazari, they were more Jamaat Khana, they were, doing all they could do. So Imam said, you don't deserve a Pir. You don't. And finally Imam Muslim Sibillah came and they put the request again. And Imam Muslim Sibillah said that I will send you the Pir. I promise. And before Imam Muslim Sibillah passed away, he wrote this book, Pir Pindia the Jawamati. And he gave it to the people and the new teachers and town people. They went all the way. Imam called them and they said, I'm giving you the Pir. So this book had the title of Pir. Is in old dua, it used to be all the Pir's name, and Pir Pinda de Jawamardi was the name of the Pir. And they brought this book on their head, all the way from Iran to Sindh, and read it. And if you read this whole book, I think at least when I read this, I thought we are not following our Tariqah. We really don't know what Imam wants from us. So you must read this. This was the story. This is where Imam is saying that how should you recognize the Pir? Through your teachers, through your parents, through your whoever is teaching you, and he will tell you what the Pir's martaba is in this farman here. This is how strong. That's why Sultan Muhammad Shah said to learn from your own alim, because these things, the Hazinda, the Niyaz, Tarawi, the Chata, whatever it is, we cannot learn from the mullahs. Right now people going to the mullahs, and even I see Jamaat Khana people come and they're sitting like this, because they are following the gurus or whatever, and they're sitting like this. Okay, right? And yet our peers have shown the right way of doing the bandagi. Because they go outside and do the Google search, and they find and they come to this. Unfortunately. I'm sorry, I took some time.
What was the story you were going to tell?